So let's go back under here. Let's see, this part here, you know, it bolts onto the frame part of the unibody. I mean, it says a unibody construction, but there's kind of a frame, you know, stiffened, stronger part to it. So that's what I've bolted everything to. As you can see, I'm missing a nut on that one, but it's got, they have two bolts here holding it. So that bolt, I mean, it's not real necessary, but I should probably fix it at some point, because that also holds my back part of my the winch and the bumper bolt too, so you know, it's somewhat necessary. So okay, as you can see, I got a winch. Every off-road vehicle should have a winch, unless you've always got a buddy to go with, I guess, maybe, but even then the winch is really handy. So you can see here, coming down across the top, these are the power steering lines. So this is the pressure side coming down, going to the rack pinion, and then it comes back up here and goes through a cooler, which is just a pull it out of a Chevy radiator. It's a transmission cooler out of a Chevy radiator. So I just made little fittings to go on there to you know, carry it to the pipes and everything. So you know, as the suspension is flexing, these hoses allow, you know, the flex to happen. So and then here's the brake line, same thing, just comes down from the master cylinder here to the brake line, and then another brake line goes to that inner, where the inner joint is, allows the flex and everything, so nothing breaks or anything. And then let's see here, I guess I'll have to go around the back side to show you. Brake lines that come out here, or it comes out of the, you know, out of the single line, and then splits off to go to each caliper. So those brake lines basically just kind of wrap around the front there and then hook over. And these are calipers out of a 2000 to like 2005 Chevy truck. I made these, I don't know if you can see them real well, but there's brackets here that adapt, you know, these bolts bolt to the spindle, and then the caliper bolts to those brackets. So, and then the rotors are actually out of for a Ford pickup truck. They had the same bolt pattern, 5 on 5.5, that I had to then machine some. I got a lathe. I machined out the center some to fit over the hubs, and then I had to also machine the center hole a little bit to then fit over the locking hub part. Now these ball joints are not the original ball joints. They are replaced with ball joints out of the same type of truck that uses these struts, because the suspension design's the same. So I figured that the load of the suspension has to go through these joints, and it's, you know, pulling basically apart. So I was concerned about using the factory ball joints because they weren't designed to take that kind of a load. So but these ones are, and they've held up fine. I've had it apart, beat it up quite a bit, and then had it apart, and they're still tight as the day I put them in there. So that's working quite well. You can see I got one of my bolts out of here. I welded, yeah, see, the light sucks. I welded some 1/8 inch plate on the bottom of my lower control arm, just to, you know, beef them up, so if I hit rocks or whatever with them, hopefully it wouldn't damage them near as bad. And then here's the front front differential. It's a high pinion out of a, I can't remember what year, 4Runner truck. Anyway, it's the driver's side drop, so it's got the ADD, or I can't remember what the fuck they call it. Anyway, I just hooked the collar up, solid. Don't use this thing, and put a, I don't know, I remember now how I did it. I think there's in this plug here, there's like a bolt or something I did. Well, anyway, I locked it solid so it can't slide apart. I did that, several years ago. And then I machined these adapters. Light sucks. The front side. Anyway, machine these adapters. But these are basically, the original axles just pop in here. They didn't bolt on like my Toyota, like the van axles did. So I had to machine these adapters so I could have the axles bolt up. Because that way it's a lot easier to change them out than the pop out ones. You don't have to take near as much of the suspension apart to get them in and out of there. Oh yeah, you can see a little bit better over here. But anyway, and this side is fucking leaking. So anyway, not real bad. I'm not worried about it. So yeah, here you can see the struts going up to these mounts, and there's a cross member up here that bolted to the frame, and so then there's bump stops. It doesn't, there's not much clearance there, but the total movement of everything, with the independent and this subframe part, it gets plenty of travel, and it drops a lot, so which is usually what you want anyway. So